one morning and start to make pictures, you don't know exactly what will come out that day. You certainly don't know. And suddenly you find yourself with a special situation. This is a very important moment when you get excited. You feel that something is going to come out. You feel it. You feel it. You know that a good picture here can come out. This is something you feel very often when you're abroad, when it's different, because it's difficult to come with an unusual situation when you go to your work and you follow the same street every day. It's difficult because by seeing foreign places, by seeing places you have never seen before, you can feel just a greater excitement, find situations that can arouse and can even make the quality of your photography much better.
בנסיעות הרבות הוא חושף מקומות חדשים, מתנסה בחוויות חדשות המזינות את אומנותו, והתוצאות זוכות להכרה בינלאומית.
When we arrived in Fez, I asked the minibus driver whether he could take me to those hills. And we drove there like mads. And we arrived, we found the little boy, which has just arrived, and he's scattering those skins around so they would be dry on the hill. It was so spontaneous. And so the message brought with the colors, with the dynamism of the way the skins were scattered on the hill, and with the light which was so fine that day, I was almost sure that something good would come out. And actually, later on, it won quite an important prize in National Geographic magazine, that picture.
איזט, אומן הצילום, מטפל היטב במצלמות שלו לפני היציאה לשטח. הוא מכין עצמו נפשית לפגוש מראה חדש שיפתיע וירגש אותו.
The photography sometimes you can spoil a film because there's dust inside, or the camera is not ready, or the films are not fresh, something like that. You have to, as a discipline, to make ready everything in advance, to brush and clean your cameras and everything. This is the first step. Then next morning, when I go out, if it's not too rainy and there's a good light, I got light. Necessarily, I decide the place where to go. I work with a kind of waist jacket. So I put my lenses inside and the two cameras that hang, 2 or 3 cameras. And then it's a kind of hunting. You don't know exactly what you want. And suddenly your eye, in a corner, you see something. You approach, and you should know how to approach people. You know how to talk to them. You know how to say a few words, to ask how they are, how they make their living, and what they're doing that day, talk about the weather. And if you can approach people and you have a nice smile on your face, you'll see that after a while they will relax. And this is the moment we're looking. One of the things that make maybe the secret of the success of my pictures is that I have to pay attention about the background. For me, the background is one of the, as important as the foreground in the picture. One of the best, this is my appreciation, of course, one of the best pictures I ever made. It won certain prizes here and there. And it's one old lady in front of her house. She's just sweeping her yards. And since it's very early in the morning, there is a lateral light coming from behind. The way I see is part maybe of the sensitivity I feel. This is maybe one of the secrets of my touch in my pictures. Not only the angles, it's the color, it's the light, it's the subject in itself I'm looking for. But an important thing, an important feature is the moment you have to depress the button of your camera.
ובשבריר השנייה צולמה התמונה הזאת בפושקר בהודו.
Suddenly, one of the women turned her head. Her look made the picture.
ועוד רגע מיוחד, קבוצת מתפללים במסגד בטורקיה.
Between them was a little boy carrying a balloon. And it was so unusual.
איזט קריבר זכה מידיו של טדי קולק בפרס היוקרתי של ה-Eternal Beauty על תמונה יוצאת דופן שצילם בירושלים.
I saw that there was a chain and the chain was standing on little menorahs. And suddenly I had the idea of taking one of the praying men clad in black with his black hat sharp against the wall, while I would have the menorah out of focus. This impression can be even dreamy. It's kind of magic that works on their minds. And you have to stimulate that magic by putting your own touch and your own angle. And this is how I decided to make that picture. I consider it as the #1 result I've ever had in my life. First of all, you have to love whatever you make. This is my feeling. Personally, I love what I make, and the result is that I have an immense amount of joy when I make pictures, when I sort my slides, and especially when I have the opportunity to show my pictures to people who appreciate them. So it's a real happiness and joy for me, from the beginning to the very end. This is what I can tell you, but is it art or it's not art? What difference will that make?